Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Today we're going to explore what? Jealousy in gaming. That's right. Bow down when he comes to your town. Bow down when he's westward bound. Bow down because Billy ain't a hater like you. Bow down to a gamer that's greater than you. Hello, humans. How you doing? Man, I hope you guys are having a great, productive Monday out there. Client is very late for his appointment. I had to wake up early to be here. And I'm pretty pissed because I'm just sitting here like an idiot, getting paid for staring at the wall. So I decided to open up my laptop and make this video for you. Huh? I hope you're doing great out there in traffic. Maybe you're just sitting in the toilet. Right? Guys, these videos are not serious. They're for your entertainment only. They're not any type of legal or financial advice. Right? Just don't take advice from guys on the internet. It's not a good idea. Right? Don't get all worked up over all these issues. I'm just bringing up a topic of conversation for you to enjoy. Now, before we begin, what I want to do is I want to talk to you about our unofficial sponsor, right? Ricky Sauce. Introducing Ricky's world famous dragon sauce. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for my hand-signed bottle. Guys, this sauce is so powerful, it can change your tax bracket. Billy Mitchell autograph hot sauce, $9,999. Straight cash, homie. I wonder if Billy Mitchell is going to ship some signed bottles over to Girl Shops. Raise some money. Now, let's get serious here, guys. Let's get back to the topic at hand. Now, when we're talking about this whole case, there's so many layers to it, right? There's so many things to explore within it. And there's a psychology, I think, to the hierarchies in gaming, right? The rivalry. Oh man, this is when you can tell I'm a straight beaner, right? I can call myself that, guys. Don't. This is how we joke around the house. Okay, don't get offended. Whenever I have to do R's and L's and X's, that's when my accent comes out, right? That's when you know I have an ESL level of English as my second language. Well, these rivals, Mitchell represents more than just a personal conflict with Carl. Right? It really echoes like a status conflict more than anything between two subcultures, right? You have the classic gaming elite, aka Billy Mitchell, and elite in the fact that whether you like it or not, and I know a lot of people don't like it, Billy Mitchell is an international celebrity. Right? But when he does something, big, and you did something against him, he's going to make you famous. He's going to put your face out there everywhere. So you have to think about those things before you start going to war, right? And if you think about it logically, right? You're just a logical human being, not Carl Jobs at this point, right? But if you're thinking about going into a lawsuit with somebody like Billy Mitchell, who people will report on, newspapers will report on, because they're from the same era, right? They're fans of Billy Mitchell, so if they see a Billy Mitchell story, they're going to write about it. That's just what they do. Right? So if you're going to court, and if you think at it logically as a human being, and you go, okay, I'm going to go to court, I have the chance to lose. I could be 70% sure that I'm going to win, but there is a chance that I might lose. So if I lose, what am I going to lose? Well, he sued me for $50,000 plus up to $400,000 in the law over there. And guys, it's not legal advice, okay? Entertainment only. Don't get worked up. Right? Just an opinion. You can have a different one. That's okay. But you're looking at it and you're going, okay, maybe if I lose 50, and then they grant him the minimum of accounts, they give him another 50. Plus, I have to pay my lawyers. So now I have to give Billy Mitchell 100. I got to give my lawyers 300. That's 400. And then I have to pay his lawyers if I lose. Now, this is the best case scenario on losing, mind you. The best case scenario on losing is, paying him 100, paying your lawyers 300, and now you have to expect to pay at least 300 for his lawyers. That's $700,000. Over what? In real life, my job as the husband, the leader of my household, right? Don't get triggered. The patriarch of my place, I would take a bullet for my family if that's what it took. right? When somebody's attacking your family, you feel that they're wrong, they're attacking, and you're there to protect. Even if he felt that he was morally right in everything, which is hard to argue, but let's just pretend that that's the case. It would be your job to not to put your family in this kind of danger, but that's not even part of his equation here, right? So did that play a part of it? The pressure for his community of this two rival subsections of gaming play a part? I think that it did. I really did think that it did. But before I continue, guys, we have a second unofficial sponsor. That's right, Febreze with Gain. Febreze with Gain. Now, guys, you can go to my channel, and if you want to look at all the videos that can't be published anymore, if you become a member, you can watch them. Right? That's where I put them. I just made them private, and I put them in there. But let's hear from our unofficial sponsor, Febreze Air with Gain.
Tough odors at home are no match for Febreze with Gain. Funky, dingy odors will just disappear. It will work on the worst cases like this. Take the Febreze challenge.
Yes, if you have an adult kid at home with a worthless degree that won't leave and it doesn't shower for a month, hey, you need Febreze, baby. You really do. Now, getting into this, guys, it's got to be something, right? Let's compare both personalities here, because there is no actual evidence that I find that Billy Mitchell did anything personally to Carl Jobs to warrant the level of hate that this man has for Billy Mitchell. It just doesn't. Or, I mean, if there's trolls out there hating him, that's normal, but right, you're talking about real people now. So this guy did not only consider the $700,000 that he might lose, he didn't even consider that if he lost, his face was going to be plastered all over international newspapers, affecting his work, right, for a long time. Because now you're on the papers. There's no way, right, when you Google Carl Jobs now, right, if you wanted to get famous off of Billy Mitchell for exposing him, well, you got famous, but not in the way that you were wanted. Right? You're going to cover a celebrity and you lose and you go at him. These are the results. And that wasn't even factored in. Mitchell is publicly embraced, right, for decades. And it's almost like this guy hates it, right? Of course he was featured in the King of Kong. He gets paid up to 50 G's for showing up anywhere, right? I mean, and it looks like it sticks in this guy's craw. It's a different experience, right? We're not King Billy. Right? Nobody's out there selling your sauce with signatures for 10 G's. Nobody's asking for this. Right? Being Billy Mitchell is a different experience. When you and I go to the video game store, we go there and we pay money. When Billy Mitchell goes, the owners will offer him money to stay there. When you and I go to the arcade, we go to spend money. Right? When Billy Mitchell goes, the owner's going to ask him to stay so you can take pictures and tell everybody. And nobody does that for us. When I go to the arcade, nobody cares. When you go to the arcade, nobody cares. If Billy Mitchell goes to the arcade, it's a whole different deal, right? And it sticks in this guy's craw that Billy Mitchell gets that kind of shine for whatever reason. And if you compare that kind of lifestyle and you contrast it with Carl Jobs' claim to fame that comes from a brief dominance in GoldenEye speedrunning, a niche within a niche. This discrepancy in public recognition, to me, can foster this latent envy, right? Especially in a lesser known community. And look, there's no hate, right, to speedrunners. They do some pretty cool things, but it's not commercially viable per se to sponsor these people in the same way you would sponsor AAA gaming or esports or anything like that. There just isn't there. These people are not moving merch, right? These people are not attracting sponsors in mass, right? That's the difference. And speedrunners, they're often younger, right? They're focused sometimes. And it seems like a lot of them do resent the cult of personality surrounding classic champions like Billy Mitchell, of course, started with Apollo Legend, then furthered on by Carl Jobs, and they really led to a culture of debunking legacy records, sometimes valid and sometimes exaggerated. Which is in Jobs' case, the persistent focus in Billy Mitchell over years, despite the risk. It really, to me, right? I'm just a layperson again. I'm not a lawyer, right? I'm not an expert, right? But it points to a psychological need to dethrone public figures, of a different era, and this need for cultural recognition, and what you see is this underdog syndrome, right? And I think it's the lack of mainstream recognition when it really comes down to it. When you have these older gamers that have legacy fans, right? They still get shine over the years, and a lot of these people that work really hard, I'm sure, at their speedrunning, don't get the same level of recognition. I think Carl Jobs' refusal to apologize is more than just stubbornness, really, guys. It's like a mix of ego preservation, jealousy, like a symbolic warfare, some type of gaming generations. Now, while the court has, ruled decisively in favor of Billy Mitchell, I think the psychological and social cultural divides that are fueled by this type of saga still remain, unfortunately. And it shouldn't be that way. Everybody's talented. Not everybody's going to recognize the same thing, right? But there, to me, there's more to this. There's so much more to this story, guys. Because when you think about it, we can't explain it. I can't explain it to you. Billy Mitchell didn't kill his dog. Billy Mitchell didn't sleep with his wife. Billy Mitchell didn't do anything to him. What he accused Billy Mitchell of doing, his friends did. And as a matter of fact, he was going to make a video on Apollo himself. So none of this, when it comes to the personal hatred, other than hating Billy Mitchell because he is King Billy, makes any sense to me. Especially because what is his accusation? Cheating? When he's being accused of cheating himself? Is absolutely nuts. And let me tell you, whether Billy's playing on MAME, Game Boy, ColecoVision, Intellivision, Atari, you name it, whatever the system is, Billy Mitchell is a better gamer than Carl Jobs any day. Any day. Right? It's like the difference between, Michael Jordan and, for example, LeBron James. Michael Jordan has the championships. Multiple ones. Right? Just because you win one, right? Just because you won at one level, you got a record on a level on a game. Just one level, not the whole game. You didn't speed run the whole game. You speed one level for 25 years is not going to compare to holding records on multiple games. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. Not everybody can be Michael Jordan. But in his eyes, Carl Jobs is a better gamer than Billy Mitchell. And guys, he doesn't have the rings to prove it. All right, humans, I will catch you on the next one. Take care.